Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Boxiest, and today we're going to continue the What If series. What if events had gone differently? And in this What If, we're going to change the history of Cobra Kai. What if Devon rejoined Cobra Kai during the events of Cobra Kai Season 6? So in this timeline, the events of Cobra Kai Season 6 would still happen. The Saikai Taikai would still be revealed to take place in Barcelona. So Daniel and Johnny would still have to pick 6 fighters to compete in the Saikai Taikai, and they would still have a hard time deciding on who would go. So much like in the original timeline, Daniel would still bring in Mike Barnes, and Mike would still do a series of challenges to determine the top students, and those challenges would carry on. Mike would still choose his top 4, and Mike will still have to decide the remaining 2 spots on Miyamoto's team. Those events would continue, and much like in the original timeline, Johnny would still go talk to Mike, and those events would stay the same. And the next day, Mike will still say that the last 4 were too close to call, so Mike will still want the remaining 4 to race, so the challenge would begin. But in this timeline, Devon wouldn't put laxatives in Kenny's water, so Kenny would arrive at the flag first. But this is when Devon would show up, and she would want to take the flag from Kenny, but Kenny would be too fast, and he would avoid Devon. So Kenny would start running back to the group, and he would make the team. Dimitri and Hawk will still fight over the last flag, and much like in the original timeline, Dimitri will still take advantage of Hawk, and he will still get the last flag, so Dimitri would be the final member on the Miyamoto team. Devon would be disappointed, and she would be mad that she didn't make the cut, but Johnny would say that she did a good job, and that he was still proud of her. Season 6 would continue. Johnny and Daniel would still want Miguel and Robbie to compete for captain, so Miguel and Robbie would still fight. Robbie would still be balanced in this timeline, and he would still defeat Miguel, so Robbie would still be the boys' captain. Sam and Tori would still fight, and Tori would still be fighting with Anchor. Amanda and Daniel would still stop the fight, and much like in the original timeline, Tori would still quit Miyagi, and she would still leave, and later on that day, Devon would be walking on her own, and she would see Kreese talking to Tori in the distance, and she would see Kreese recruiting Tori for Cobra Kai, so Devon would approach them. Devon would ask Tori what she was doing, but Tori would say that this was her only choice, and she would ask Devon to join her. She would say that this was their chance to both be in the Saikai Taikai. Devon would hesitate, but she would accept Tori's offer. So Devon would rejoin Cobra Kai in this timeline. Sam would be the girls' Miyamoto captain, and Daniel and Johnny would choose Hawk to take Tori's place. Those events would continue, and at the Saikai Taikai, Miyamoto would be surprised to see Kreese and Cobra Kai there, and they would be surprised and heartbroken seeing Tori and Devon in Cobra Kai. Johnny would be heartbroken, and he would be filled with anger. The Miyamoto students would want to talk to Kenny and Tori, but much like in the original timeline, Tori would avoid the Miyamotos, and so would Devon. And during the mixer, Johnny would confront Kreese, and he would want to fight him, but Johnny would be kicked out. Those events would continue. Kwon would still be challenging the other dojos to a kicking competition, and Robbie would still accept Kwon's challenge, so those events would stay the same. Eventually the Captain's War Challenge would begin. Miyamoto would be on defense, and they would still be doing Protect the Egg, but Tori and Kwon would still want to go after the Miyamotos. Kwon would still go after Robbie, and Robbie and Kwon would still fight. Miguel would take Devon down. Robbie would still be distracted by Tori, so Kwon would still take Robbie down, and Miyamoto would be out, so only the Cobra Kais and the Iron Dragons would remain. The rest of the Iron Dragons would still walk off, and Zara and Axel would be left to fight the Cobra Kais. Zara and Axel will still take down Kwon and Tori, so the Iron Dragons would win. The Saikai Taikai would continue. Miyamoto would still have to knock the other dojo off the platform, but Miyamoto wouldn't do so well. Johnny would confront Devon about why she was in Cobra Kai again, but Devon would say that she had no choice, and that she wanted to prove herself. Johnny would say that he understands why she did it, and Johnny would say that he was always going to be by her side no matter what, but he would tell Devon to be careful with Kreese. Miyamoto would still have to fight out Dublin Thunder. Robbie and Sam would still start off, and they would fight their opponents, but Robbie would still be distracted by Tori, so he would still be knocked off. So Hawk would join Sam on the platform. The fight would continue, and Sam would still be knocked off. Kenny would join Hawk, and they would continue fighting. And in this timeline, Hawk and Kenny would finish the fight, so Miyamoto would win. And much like in the original timeline, Carmen would still be rushed to the hospital, and Johnny and Miguel would have to leave, and Danny would call for Anthony to take Miguel's place. And that is where I'm going to end part 1. Thank you guys for watching. What do you guys think would have happened if Devon rejoined Cobra Kai during the events of Cobra Kai Season 6? Let me know in the comments below. YouTube lets me know that the majority of you are not subscribed, so if you guys could subscribe, that would be much appreciated. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. And I'll see you guys next time.